I'm so excited. I am so excited that you stumbled upon this video. I'm so excited that you've tapped in right now. You see the title of this video, Becoming Number One in What You Do, like becoming the number one motivational speaker in the world. I mean, international in the world. Wherever you are in this world, I just want to say thank you for joining me. If you know, there is so much more space at the top. There's so much more space at the top. Like the bottom is crowded, Mike. I want you to know the bottom is crowded. I remember from a college dropout. I remember sleeping on a park bench in North London, Enfield, being homeless. I remember having a broken heart, being lost. Actually, when I went to the cash machine, the cash machine would like just look at me and like probably laugh because I don't have no purpose to come to the cash machine because I had no money in the bank. And I remember when I figured out, hey Mike, I remember when I figured out my purpose. I figured out my gift. And my father, shout out to my father. My father is the greatest father in the world. We were poor. He raised 8 children. My sister died last year at the age of 42. 7 of us are still alive. And it's been an amazing journey for me. Support me by buying a badge. Support me. I don't really ask people to buy badges, but like for me, I'm just grateful for the journey. I'm just grateful for the journey because I remember after a broken heart in 2007 or thereabouts it was, um, and I was thinking to myself, how was I gonna live my life? I was struggling with a lot of mental problems, meaning people talk about mental illness, but I'm talking about depression, anxiety, fear, loneliness, just really crying every day or 2 3 times a week, just trying to figure out what will become of me, homeless. And I want to tell you this, every single day I thank God that she broke my heart, but she never broke my mind. I thank God that I was able to get to a position where I understood that I was special, that I was unique, that I had a gift. And now I'm going to tell you, many of you maybe work in a sales job, maybe work in Tesco's, maybe work in Walmart or Walgreen, or maybe I don't know, you work for a company. And I'm gonna tell you this: I work for a company called PJH Group. It was called Hopkinson's Four Ways. I went to that company. I was working as sweeping the floor, in a warehouse. I just left college, and my mom said, "Son, you need to find a job." I was just sleeping in my room, locking myself away. I didn't know what to become of myself. And I'm telling you, from the bottom of my heart, I changed my life because I was working for this company, and I was making this company millions on a production line. I moved from sweeping the floor to goods in. I think they put me on team leader, goods in team leader. Then I think it was a team leader of production line, and then I moved from that. I was improving the numbers, and I made this company millions that they were supplying one of the number one hardware stores, which is B&Q in England. And that's where it happened for me. Because after having a broken heart, being broke, lost and confused, I quit my job. Yes, I quit my job. And I just started to run away from myself. And I went to America. I was living there for a while. I just quit my job. But I want to tell you, I want you to understand this. My father is the greatest motivational, inspirational teacher I know. You don't know my father, but one day I'm going to bring him on here and I will let you know. Because he's been preaching, teaching for a long time. And that's why when in 2009, I made a decision. I am going to speak. I am going to share my story because I've been preaching and teaching in the church from since about the age 15. Yes, there you go. I've been preaching and teaching. But I knew that there was something greater, that the world needed to hear me. That my gift that I had that is blessed within me. Now I'm living the dream. Why? Because I decided I was going to become the number one motivational speaker in the world. This is Gershom Allen, aka Dr. G, the Love Motivator. This is a college dropout. This is a guy that couldn't type, read, or write, or at the age of 25 years old. All I needed to do in the warehouse was just to sign my name, to check the boxes, and that was it. I didn't care about nothing, and I get my paycheck. That was good. And I was making money. I worked my way up to supervisor, acting manager. Alright? I was firing and hiring people bigger than me, older than me. Listen, it's a phenomenal story. But what I want to say to you, you can become number one in whatever you want to do. But listen to the part of it is when you find your purpose, that's what changed your life. And like I did, I figured out I was a masterpiece. I figured out I was created for grace and greatness, Allison. Mike, I understood that there was something different about me. Share this live. Somebody need to hear this today. And I'm excited because now, I tell you, I met in Steve Harvey in Atlanta airport. It's very important. On my way back, because my mom said, come back to England, come back. And I was like, okay, I kept coming. I say I'm going to come back. And what happened was I met Steve Harvey in Atlanta airport. And on my way back, I walked up to him and it was a phenomenal moment. I'm not even going to talk about the moment. And he rested his hand up on my shoulder. After we spoke about 15, 20 minutes, maybe thereabouts, he had his two boys with him. He was taking them to Orlando, Florida, I think, where the rides are, whatever it was. And we spoke. He said this to me. He said, he said, son. He didn't say Gershom, but you could say Gershom. He said, son, when he laid my hand right, he said, there is something special about you, kid. I'm not going to tell you what we said in the conversation. And I'm speaking it tonight because I know Steve Harvey will have me on a live video. We will confess this conversation. We're going to talk about it. I've been prophesying this from about 2009. Like the same way I said that I am going to speak on the same stage as Dr. Eric Thomas. He was just E.T. the hip-hop preacher in 2010. I said this years ago and I'll keep saying it. And yes, I did that in 2019, and that's phenomenal. Now, let me explain to you why I'm giving you the backstory, because you got to understand this. Becoming number one, you got to look for the signs. Becoming number one in what you do, you've got to listen to the sign, look for the signs, and you've got to look around in your industry. You got to figure out why you're doing what you do. And every time I show up, I know why I'm doing this. I'm doing this because I believe that I want to show every individual, just like me, from a small little island in the West Indies, Montserrat. Okay, do you know where that is? It was destroyed by a volcano. We like Pompeii. It destroyed. I was there. I was able to see an active volcano. I lived in Windy Hill. I slept on the floor, abandoned hotel with my family, me and mom. We came to England as my father sent us here because we lost everything. We ain't got nothing. And I came there with a suitcase half packed with, or shared with my sister. It was crazy. Now, what I'm trying to say is, I lost everything to a volcano. And I'm trying to explain to you, this is a guy that thought that his dreams died. That's right. My dreams died. What was my dream? To buy my mama a house. I said one day I want to give my mama some money and buy her a house. And now I'm trying to tell you, the dream came alive when I found my gift. And my gift is to speak into people's lives and to look in your eyes and tell you how special you are. That when Steve Harvey saw me and said, son, there is something amazing about you, I knew in that moment, I came back to London, I had to start working on myself, start loving myself, start forgiving myself. Not worry, I'm forgiving all those people that call me dunce, hard-headed, slow, backward, that I would never amount to anything, said all this stuff about me. I had to allow myself to make space to be elevated. That now, the likes of Les Brown, Dr. Eric Thomas, Tony Robbins, Zig Ziglar, Jim Rohn, all those people that have done this craft before me and have blown up in an international stage has allowed me to know that I can make it to becoming the number one motivational speaker in the world. Yes. And I understood this, that I made a decision that I was going to follow my dream. I was going to do everything in my power with no network, with no platform, with no exposure, with no knowledge of the industry, with nobody that could reach out to me, with no brand creating, nothing. All I started with was a plug-in webcam that I bought £1.50 down the market and plugged into my desktop computer and start speaking into it and saying positive thinking makes positive outcome. And now, Gershom Allen, aka Dr. G, the love motivator, is on the rise. And if you Google me in the world, I was like maybe 127 down the line. I'm moving up to the numbers to becoming the #1 motivational speaker in the world. I'm saying this to you guys. Mike, I want to say this to you with all my heart. Yes, my brother, I appreciate you. Please share this live. Continue to interact with me. I want to tell you this with all my heart. I believed in myself before anybody started to believe in me. Even before Steve Harvey met me in Atlanta airport and said, son, there's something special about you. I don't know what he did because he went on to doing amazing things this last 10 years from 2010, thereabouts, to 2021. Look at what Steve Harvey has done. But whatever that moment is, we spoke, that transformed his life. And I'm not going to talk about it too much because I believe one day, I say one day, me and Steve Harvey will have that conversation. And he will speak about what took place in that airport. And everything will come to light. Because I want to tell you this. I have the gift. And the gift is not simple. The gift is to be able to reshift, move people, help people to make their breakthrough, to understand that your life is valuable, Keon. Your life is important. With no network, with no exposure, with no viral video, just showing up every single day and on every platform, speaking my truth, helping people for free. I understand that right now they are watching me. All the big dogs are watching me. Grant Cardone, they see me. They're waiting for me to blow up and then probably tap in. But I know that God gave me my steps and my steps are ordered. Why am I sharing this with you about me? That you would remember this moment in 2021 as we enter into the last quarter of 21. And I want you to remember this moment. I will tell you this, that you are my witness to this moment. Go on YouTube, find my videos, see how I started. I've got no videographer, no special effects, no editing. I do everything myself. Everything. All my products, everything, web design, everything. And this is a guy that can't spell his name at the age of 25. Why? And I was beaten to learn. Why? Because they call me Duns, hard-headed and slow. Why? Because God has a purpose for me to change the industry of motivational speaking. How much can you pay for personal development? How much can you pay for strategies to success? How much can you pay somebody to help you to save your business, that you can turn around your business to make millions and millions of pounds? Nothing. So it's priceless. And here am I doing this for free. I remember I was coaching a girl with cancer. She was on a dying bed. And every day she would call me and I would give her an accountability partner. I would pour into her. I would elevate her. I would pray with her. I would work with her. It would take hours. And I'm telling you this, I got a wife with 2 kids now from a broken heart. Okay? I put my picture out of my wife. I'm celebrating my love for her because I want you to understand this. Is until you get your mind right, you'll never get your body right. But until you get your spirit right, until you get your spirit right, listen to me, you're going to struggle in your mind. Because where the spirit abides, there is liberty. Where the spirit abides, there is peace. Where the spirit abides, there is comfort. there is freedom, there is creativity, there is money to be made. Let me explain to you why I'm saying this. On my journey, I'm telling you this, now I can charge 6, 7 figures. I am making good money. That's not about the focus. It's never been the focus about money. But I put my service first to help people for free, it's because I know I'm saving their life. I'm saving somebody's life that's going through depression, struggling with fear and a broken heart, struggling to make their business work. That you turn up and you get one person watching your video and you're thinking nobody's watching you. You go on for years on YouTube and nobody's watching you. You don't know how to tag your videos. You don't know how to get your network or somebody that would expose them. Nobody's retweeting. But I understand this process. The process is quite simple. And once you understand it, once you understand this process of your mind, when you start understanding this process of your mind, first step, you believe what you say you are. First step, somebody write that down. You believe what you say you are. Who you say you are, and you believe that you say you are that person, you show up every single day and be that person. You believe who you say you are and you operate as though you are. And when people see you, you don't let somebody else's definition of you define who you are. You would understand that you are walking in your greatness. Define yourself just like the way that God has defined you. God has already defined you, who you are. Yes, Remarcus, good to see you. Anybody want to jump on this live with me? I'm giving you the opportunity to send me a request, invite, and let's talk. Because I want to elevate somebody tonight, that to tell you that you can become the #1 motivational speaker in the world. You can become the #1 business in the world. You can make 6, 7 figures just like me. You can understand that listen, bro, like when I started out this journey, I didn't know. I started, go back. There are a lot of people that hide their blueprint and they try to brand themselves and come across like this. I've left my blueprint there for you to see. All I did was show up every single day on every platform I'm on. And I just pour into people's lives for free. Facebook I started. Then from Facebook, my cousin which created it for me, to YouTube. From YouTube, I moved to Twitter. From Twitter to Instagram, which I love you guys, Instagram, because it was Instagram that I actually found myself. That people actually, there were new audience that I created this platform and they really bite into me and loved what I do, and I continue to do it for free. And now I've moved to LinkedIn, from LinkedIn to TikTok, to all these other platforms, now on Clubhouse. There's a reason why I'm sharing this with you, because becoming #1 in your industry does not define who people say you are. You have to know who you are. When you understand who you are and you will do it regardless to what the price is, you can make your price. Because nobody can tell me, when I speak in a school, when I speak in a college, when I do my conferences, when I charge for my events or whatever I do, I'm contented with who I am. Because I know for a fact that all I do is win. All I do is help other people to win. So people might see my stuff. I don't have no video editor, no marketing strategist. I don't have no all these other people doing all these other things behind in the background. It's just Dr. G, the love motivator, showing up in his true self, being organic and natural. And when you do this, my CEO, which is God, will create room for you. And then the likes of Les Brown, the likes of Dr. Eric Thomas, the likes of Tony Robbins, the likes of those people that are in your industry, they would no longer see you as a fan or a supporter or somebody that you celebrate them. They see you as the competition. And when they see you as the competition, don't have no fear. You stay strong. Even though they don't want to reach out to you. Whatever business, Adidas, Nike, all these, they know that they are too competitive. Under Armour, they're in the sportswear. They understand that competitors compete. But when you're dominating your lane, when you stay focused to the price what God is giving you, when you understand who you are, I'm helping somebody today. Because right now you're trying to figure out how are you going to make it to the top? And how are you going to make it through? I made it from the bottom with zero, -0. I had zero charge. Like when you got a dash, and I was minus, and now I've made it to become an international motivational speaker and life strategist, helping people to live their life. And how did I do that? I did that because I, one, believe what God told me of who He told me I am. You have to know who you are. Today, for you to become number one, you have to know who you are. When you understand who you are and you walk every single day operating as if you are, living as if you are, you would realize that you are a masterpiece. Because the master designer intelligently, masterly created you, fashioned and molded you. He put you in a position to elevate you. Then He didn't just say you are anything else but the best. He said you are perfect, that you are good. So go and be good. He didn't make you junk. He made you strong. He gave you a strong mind. He gave you that mind that you can be in Him and Him in you. He knows that if you can be in Him and He can be in you, you can do all things. There's nothing in this world that you cannot do. And if I can do it from zero with nothing, then anybody can do it. It's quite simple. And sometimes you might need a mentor. Sometimes you might need a coach. You might just need somebody to clap you on and to celebrate you. But one thing I know you need is your belief. And once you start believing in yourself, once you start having faith in God, once you understand that you are who God says you are, long before anybody else say you are, that your teachers or might said, or your parent, your broken home that you came from, whatever situation you will fall into, you are God's number one. And once you are God's number one and you understand this, you show up every single day operating as if you are number one to Him. Let me ask you a question, because I know you want to become number one in everything you do. You want to become the number one husband. You want to become the number one wife. You want to become the number one son. You want to become the number one daughter. You want to become the number one uncle. You want to become the number one business owner. You want to become the number one speaker, the number one author. You want to become number one. I know you want to become number one, and you are number one. You are number one. Don't let nobody else tell you that you're not number one, because the moment that you understand that you are number one, there's nothing in this world that you cannot have. And it's down to you to believe what you believe and then operate as if you are. There's nobody who can tell a lion that he's a lion or a gazelle that he's a gazelle. The lion knows he's a lion because he wakes up every single day and operates as if he's a lion. A lion sees a gazelle and sees food. And then when the gazelle sees a lion, he knows he's food, so he's got to run. It's your mindset that defines your next level. It's your mindset that sets you up for that strategic altitude of life that you desire. To fly first class, you deserve to fly first class. You deserve to be the best because you are the best and to have the best. But you might just need to go down to be able that you have to learn that you must serve. And the moment that you understand that you are serving others more than you're serving yourself, you're celebrating others more than you're celebrating yourself, you are getting people up the line of winning in their life, is a moment that God will start elevating you and taking you to becoming number one in what you do. You are number one to God, so be number one. I say you are number one to God, so be number one. So remember why you are here. Find that purpose. Connect your heart to your why. And every single day show up. Show up as if you are. And don't let nobody define you, but listen to the definition that God gave you. He said that you are my child. He said that you are special. He said that you have something that this world needs. God knows and blessed you with something. All he needs you to do is to believe. Believe and know and to trust the process. Don't stop focusing on the result. Enjoy and fall in love with every step. Have crazy faith to believe that the impossible is nothing and the impossible only says I'm possible. Because the moment that you start operating and moving as though that you are possible is the moment you start to win. Today, I want to ask you, what are you going to do? What are you going to do to become number one in what you do? And to live as though you're God's number one. Because you are God's number one. You are God's number one. The moment that you understand that you are God's number one, the moment that you understand that you are not mentally retarded, the moment that you understand that you can do everything that you desire to do and you can operate in everything that you dream of, and your dreams will make room for you and will open you up and understand that they were given to you tailor-made and fashion molded and handed into you and entrust with you, and know that your gifts will make room for you at the table, because there is space at the top. There's much more space at the top than at the bottom. So don't be a crab in the bucket, and understand that your dreams are possible. They are possible. I wish you would just say with me that your dreams are possible. Just say I'm possible. And even when no one believes, even when no one's watching, operate as if you are royalty. Operate as if that you are amazing. And just be amazing. Every single day of your life, just show up and be amazing. And be that amazing human being that you're supposed to be. And the moment that you start operating as if you are amazing, the moment that you show that you understand that you are not junk, then you could be charged 6-7 figures for what you do. Listen to me. What makes you different from somebody that is doing Oprah Winfrey's feet and charging $1,000 per time that she does Oprah Winfrey feet, to charging somebody's $10? Nothing. You have to start valuing yourself. You have to start believing in yourself. You have to start. What makes somebody that does Oprah Winfrey's hair charge $2,000 to you charging somebody $30? It's your value. And when you start seeing your value, when you understand your value, when you operate as though you are valuable, you will then operate that you understand that the purpose of your gift and what you desire to do, that when I speak and I command a shift in your life, when I command that you will be removed and have everything that you truly desire, I know that something happens. Because when I speak with authority. I speak with that authority that God gave me. So I know who I am. So yeah, when you may be watching all these other motivational speakers and you may trying to get to the event, and I charge you $10 or $10 US or $20, it's not the money, it's the exchange. Because I understand becoming the number one in the world is about touching everybody's heart. Because believe me, when my sister died from COVID last year in the height of the pandemic, April 14th, on my last phone call, she said, son, I'm proud of you. I am proud of where you've come from. I know your journey. I know what you've done. And I see your transformation. And that was enough for me to say that I'm going to continue to live in my purpose. I'm going to use my gift to give it to the world. And with the last breath in my lungs before I die. And even if I died tonight, I would have already lived my dream. I would have accomplished my task. But I'm not done yet because God got more for me to do. And if you're listening to me right now, wherever you are in this world, you have more in you that you can do. You have more in you that you have to understand that you can do. Kingdom building, that's what it's about. And all of us have to understand there's a higher building. There's a higher plane. And listen to me, when they go low, you go high. Because believe me, all of us elevate more you celebrate somebody else. The more you clap somebody on and you encourage them to go further. Because that's when you win. You don't win when you boo somebody down. You don't win. The work will always continue, my brother. And most of us don't understand that's what it's about. Support me by buying a badge. I would love if you just get a badge today. Because I understand that each of us need each other. I know that you have something special, mighty Molly. You have something amazing in your mind that the world needs. And you can't give up. You can't give in. They try to call me out. They try to tell me I'm not good enough. They try to call me dunce, hard-headed and slow. And now I got the world watching me. They watching me now because I never gave up. And I know this COVID trying to take me out. But I know I'm going to win. Because I understand I'm more than conqueror. And I'm becoming number one is going to take grit. I don't have no viral video. I don't get no massive exposure. I ain't got no network with no network money. But I understand God is my CEO. So every platform I show up on. And I know when you listen to me speak. And you hear my passion. And you see I speak with authority. Because I understand who I am. And I know when you hear me speak, you're not going to be the same. You're not going to operate the same. You're going to walk with authority. You're going to talk with authority. You're going to move with authority. You're going to be the value that you are. And believe me, some relationships that you are in, that your husband don't value, that your wife don't value, you're going to get the strength to move out of here. Listen to me very carefully. Somebody right now, in the tone of my voice, might be going through a broken heart right now. And you're going to move and you're going to transform. Because I know you got what it takes to walk out of that abusive physical relationship. You got what it takes to live and have your being. And I'm moving with authority tonight. Listen to me very carefully. I know who I am. And that's why I'm no longer somebody that when I like their posts or comment on their post, they don't want to respond. Because they see that he's going to get more exposure and I am the competition. Becoming number one is not an easy journey. It's going to take grit. It's going to take hard work. It takes you showing up every single day. And when they don't try to celebrate you, you're going to have to say, thank you. Because God celebrates you every single day. I love Ronaldinho's story. I love Ronaldinho's story if you never knew. Michael Jordan's story. I love all these people that when they try to count them up, that's what makes them different. That's what makes them special. They show up even though it's in pain. They show up even when nobody believes. And you need to understand that you got what it takes to become number one in the industry. They're looking at the young lady that won the US Open the other day. And they're saying, oh, how did she do it? In the height of the pandemic. They never saw her coming. Why? Because you see, the thing about being great, and she said it when he said, I have no fear. I have no fear. You got to become fearless. And when you start becoming fearless, you start moving in authority. I need you today. Thank you everybody that's popped in and shared this video. Because somebody needs to be inspired to understand that you can become number one in what you do. Number one being a husband. Number one being a wife. Number one being a son. Number one being a brother. Number one being a sister. Number one being an uncle. Number one owning your business. Number one because God made you number one. The question is what you going to do. Are you going to show up every single day and just be? Because when you start doing this, you will see your life start to change. You deserve to fly first class. You deserve that they will invite you in and close the store so that you can eat alone, so you can have your privacy because everybody want to see with you. You deserve everything that God wants to give you. But the question is what you're going to do. Are you going to believe in yourself just like the way God believes in you? And you're not going to let somebody else's word define who you are? The moment that you start moving and living like this is the moment you start to win. My name is Gershom Allen, aka Dr. G, the Love Motivator. Are you going to follow me on this journey to becoming number one so I can help you to become number one? If you're that person that's struggling right now with anxiety, fear, depression, loneliness, broken heart, you're trying to figure out what your next step is. You need a clarity call. You need an accountability partner. You need somebody to help you. I'm that guy. I'm available for you because I want you to know I'm not everybody's hero, but I know God is everybody's hero. So I want to introduce him to you, and I'm just the vessel that wants to help you. I'm done speaking for now, but I'm never done speaking. Wherever you are in the world, I got this message for you. You are a masterpiece. Hear me what I say. You are a masterpiece. Come on, man. God knew your name before you even got here. God knew your name before you got here. Listen to me. You are special, Daryl. You are amazing. You just have to stop believing. And the moment that you start operating as if you are, is the moment that you start truly living. What you gonna do? So that's the question. I see you guys. I'm out.